Hey, welcome to Talking 360. I'm Tony Scott, and with me is Dr. Tesha Robinson, who is undertaking a huge task, but she's up for it. She's going to open up a new school in East St. Louis, and it's going to open up in September. It's called the New You Academy. They have a website called newuacademy.org. That's N-E-W-Y-U Academy, A-C-A-D-E-M-Y.org. And she's here to talk about the school. How are you, Dr. Robinson?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much. Now, I was reading some of the notes about the school. It's going to be a year-round school.
Right. So we will be there all throughout the year, and we will take mini breaks throughout the year instead of that long break when in the summer when students usually come back and they forget what they learned the year before. So we're trying to avoid that.
So what was the final determining factor that you were going to go year-round, though? Was it the fact that kids tend to forget what they over the summer, what they learned the last 9 months, or what was the determining factor for this?
That was one of them, and I done a lot of research and reading about it, and a lot of studies support that is just completely better for them. Okay. And then with the community that we're in, there's not a lot of things to do in the summer anyway, and learning doesn't take place 10 months a year. Learning takes place all year. So.
Well, that is true. So now the arts, you're going to have an arts integrated curriculum for a simple person like me, Dr. Robinson. What does that mean?
So that means that we're going to apply music and dance and photography and poetry, the arts. The regular core learning environment. And I think that's going to be really good for the community that we serve because they love that. You know, the youth love music and dance, and I think they're going to have fun with that.
Okay, that sounds like exciting. Now, you got an advanced curriculum. And the block schedules, what are block schedules?
That's when we focus on one subject for a longer period of time. It reminds you of how it was when we attended undergrad and college. You know, we didn't go over the same thing or the same class every day or all throughout the day. We had different classes per day, and we stayed in there for a longer period of time. This will allow the students to really get the grasp what the teacher is teaching on that particular day.
So you won't necessarily have English like 5 days a week. You may have it for 5 days a week for an hour. You may have it 3 days a week for maybe an hour and 20 minutes or something like that.
Right.
Okay, I got you. Now, you're going to have the small class sizes, and that's very key to teaching students because a crowded classroom, things fall through the cracks.
Right. So with us having small classes, we will be able to provide that one-on-one attention or even small group attention that the students need because no one learns all the same way, and we need to approach them differently.
Now, what grades are you going to be serving here with the New You Academy?
We will start with 7th, 8th, and 9th grade, and then add a grade every year. Ultimately, we will be a junior high and high school.
Okay, wow, that's just a huge undertaking, and man, you must have a good team with you already.
I do. I have a pastor, a teacher, social worker, human resource person. I have my husband is the IT person. We are working together very well.
So you're going to have prayer, you're going to have daily devotionals, you're going to have weekly sermons. Now, who will deliver the sermons? Are you going to have a rotation of pastors, or are you going to have the one main pastor that you have on staff right now? How is that going to work?
I would love to have a rotation of pastors. I think that would be really cool to get different perspectives and get different styles in the school building. So
you're open to that idea then?
Right. I think that would be great.
Okay, so if a pastor is watching right now, they can get the contact information on the website, newuacademy.org.
Right.
As well as like if you're a teacher interested in being a teacher, but you have to understand something though. My understanding about the New You Academy, and Dr. Robinson, tell me if I'm wrong, but you're looking for more than just a teacher. You're looking for someone who's going to be like a teacher, but also is going to minister to children, correct?
Right, and I think that's another thing that's going to make us different from public school because I know public schools may have Christians there, but the Christians that would be at New U Academy, their mission, their purpose is to educate urban youth and to help them grow spiritually and give them that academic component as well. So these are people who are not in it maybe for the money, or it's not just a career for them, it's their purpose that God gave them.
So it says here, a mentor for every graduate during the first year of post-secondary training / college. Now, make me understand that.
Okay, so I know a lot of youth that leave high school and they go on to college, and then within that first year, they're back at home. And I really, truly feel it's because they don't have that support. You know, you leave high school and that's the end. But New U Academy, we will provide them with a mentor to help them get through that finals week or study or that lonely feeling that they may have when they leave. I think they need support.
Yeah, there's a lot of kids. My daughter is just finished her freshman year of college, but her senior year of high school, there are a lot of kids who are ready to leave the nest. That's what they think. They think they're ready to leave the nest. So, you know, some of them being in the St. Louis area, they'll go off to Mizzou, or they'll go off to, you know, SIU, even in Edwardsville, or even they'll go down to Cape and go to school there, or they'll go to Syracuse University, but they have no idea. They have no clue at all. And as a parent, you feel sorry for them in regards to they're just out there. And I think providing a mentorship, I think, for the high school graduates as they enter college, I think, is a great idea.
Yes.
That's a great idea because, man, sometimes these kids, they get that deer in the headlights look. And some kids, actually, I've heard stories, they call crying, they want to come home. And some parents, you know, we hate to see our children cry, so we say, okay.
Right.
So then next thing they know, they're at a big 4-year college. Now they're going to community college because they weren't ready to be on their own. Where some parents, they know their children very well, and they say, "No, you're gonna have to stick it out."
Right.
But it's usually a case-by-case individual basis. And I know part of what you're going to do at the New U Academy is going to be emphasis on social and emotional skills. And, you know, I think that because of social media and stuff, we've lost some of our social skills. Young people, they haven't developed them at all.
Right.
And
right.
smartphones, they'd rather text than talk.
Right. I agree. My background is social work, and I know that God took me through that way for a reason. So I have to incorporate that. And I know that as I work with youth now, they are hurting. They have been through trauma. They don't know how to cope. So I think with us providing that social work that's constant at the school, our social workers will do group and individual learning and help them learn how to build relationships and cope with the trauma that they may have been through or things that could happen in the future. And so I think that's going to help them.
You know, one of the things that sticks out in my mind about the New U Academy, being new in East St. Louis and being a private school that going to involve tuition, is quite honestly, there ain't a lot of money in East St. Louis. How are you going to be able to, you know, get enrollment up with some people who are on serious budgets?
Right. We will operate on a income-based scale. So based on the family income, we'll determine how much money they have to pay for their child. Therefore, we need a lot of donations. I really want the community to come together and to support these families, because it's not fair that some families get to have a private education because they can afford it, while other families have to stick with what's there. And that's not okay. And I think we need to take responsibility and help out.
So as far as donations go, how would one go about donating?
Well, you can donate right online on New U Academy website. And if you don't feel comfortable doing that, you can give me a call and we can meet, or however the person wants to donate.
Okay. And the contact information is at newyuacademy.org. So as far as parents go, though, because, you know, a lot of times, you know, we send our kids to school and we expect the school to do all the educating. All right. We don't show up at PTA meetings like we used to anymore. and there's fundraisers so the kids can do something special, things like that. These things cost money. We don't want to get involved because we'd rather sit at home. Those ain't the parents you want. You want parents who are going to be involved with their child. I mean, if you're going to pay for it, you might as well be involved in it and have a say in which direction things go. I'm not saying you're going to go down there and say what teacher they can have. I'm just saying you should be more involved. Am I wrong in feeling this? Well, I got loud talking about this, so I feel very passionate about parents being involved. Well, what's your take on that?
I totally agree. I think that the parent and the school, the community all go hand in hand. And if we are supporting each other, think about how much powerful the youth will be because they're getting it at home, they're getting it at school, they're getting it in the community. So, and we need that. We have to come together. So we will have plenty of opportunities for parents to get involved, and we're going to highly promote that at New You Academy.
And there's a couple things that I do want to mention. There will be a dress code.
Mm-hmm.
There will be, we did mention about mentors and things like that. And because your background is in social work, this is going to be great because you understand. And I'm not saying, well, you're a young woman, so you kind of like are relatable in that aspect. Because if I went in there looking like with my white hair, they probably wouldn't relate to me as well as they relate to you, who is young. So you'll be able to get in there, and they'll be able to, you'll be able to feel each other. Am I making sense with this?
Yeah, totally. I work at a public high school now, and I definitely feel that there's a connect between me and the students, and I feel that I am able to better build a rapport with them, and I love that because you're right, I'm not too far away from high school.
Right. Yeah. Because, I mean, to be honest, and I'm not saying any white-haired person can't relate to kids.
Right.
It's just another obstacle. I mean, I think people understand what I'm saying here. So
right.
Let's talk a little bit about you, though. You're an East St. Louis native.
Right.
And you went to college, and you have a PhD
in education.
Okay. So this is in your blood. How did this get in your blood? How does one go to college, become a PhD, and then come back with the idea that I'm going to start a Christian school in East St. Louis, Illinois, my hometown? How do you get from that point to that point?
I've been knowing that I wanted to open a school for a while. And so I knew I wasn't ready at the time, but as I grew and became a leader of New You Youth Movement, that's an urban ministry in Washington Park, the founder, Larry and Emma, told me that they wanted to open a school. And I knew at that point that, okay, my purpose will be to further their vision of New You Youth Movement by opening New You Academy. And from that point forward, we just been actively working and networking and trying to make it happen. But the bottom line is, it's not something that I thought of. It really truly came from God. And even when I try to take a break or maybe give up on it, I can't because it keep coming up over and over again. This must happen. Mm-hmm.
Was there a moment, you say you're very spiritual now, was there a moment, were you raised this way, or was there a come to Jesus moment that happened in your life that brought you to God?
I was definitely not raised like this. I had fun in undergrad, like probably most people, and had a good time. Mm-hmm. But I just feel that there was a void, there was an emptiness. And my husband is very spiritual. And after we got together and we started learning and growing together in Christ, I knew there was no turning back.
Wow. So. Great story. Great story. I'm excited for you, Dr. Robinson. The New You Academy is going to be opening up a little bit after Labor Day, is my understanding, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And the website is newuacademy.org. That's NEWYU Academy, ACADEMY.org. They've got information on enrollment, the information on everything that in regards to the school. You can even donate if you want to. So all that information is at newuacademy.org. Anything else you want to add?
No.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Dr. Tesha Robinson, thank you so much for your time, and good luck with the New You Academy.
Thank you.
All right. I'm Tony Scott. Thanks for watching Talking 360.